I never felt that like I was doing something wrong or that I was failing at what I was trying to do. Um, I thought I had everything under control. I thought I had a good grasp of what life was. I thought I had a good grasp of what my reality was as far as how I was maneuvering through life with my wife, with these children, trying to be a family, um, and understanding what I was doing for a living to provide a certain lifestyle. Now, obviously, we didn't make a lot of money in the beginning. You got to come through the ranks in the military. But, we always felt that for us at our ages and what we were doing, that we always felt like we was on top. We were pretty good at managing money and, again, making a way. Especially compared to a lot of our friends that we had at the time who just seemed like they were just throwing their money out the window. So we felt pretty good in our position. And so I never felt that I was failing, you know, during those times. I never felt like I was failing. I felt that my kids were being provided for. My wife was being provided for. Um, I could get everything that I wanted to get for myself in reason. Um, and when I had another child, when I had my daughter, and eventually having the third child, my youngest son, when we were in Germany, um, parenting kicked in. As a parent, you stop wanting everything that you might have wanted as a young adult. If you have any sense at least. And I think I was disciplined. The Army again taught me that, to be disciplined and understand that there was something um, more important than you. And my family was that. The objective is to make sure that they're straight. And so that became my primary mission. Was to always make sure that they were straight. And I felt I was doing a really, really good job in that. I don't think that it started being some differences in rearing the children until some years later. Probably my son was about 7 or 8 years old. Yeah, he was about 8 years old. I just came back from Iraq. We had PCS to Fort Bliss again. Um, and I remember putting my son on this Pee Wee football team. Um, and I was kind of like a dad coach, taking him to practice, picking him up, that sort of thing. The coaches need some help with the young men, children that's out there. I'm helping, even when he got me a whistle and everything. And that was the first time I would say I would notice a breakdown in the parenting between myself and my wife, because out there on the field, I'm trying to be coach, not dad. And if all the kids is running in a drill line, they're doing sprints, he needs to sprint. I don't want him to be the last one. I don't, he may not be the first one, but come on, man, you can't be last. Not when I'm trying to be the coach or participate in the coaching festivities. And here it is, my son is the one that's dead last. Just not wanting to put the effort in. And then when I would scold him for it, it was my wife telling him that he could take his time, or challenging me, why you yelling at him, and don't yell at him that way. And and she would do this at the house. She would do this at the house. And I think it was just small things like that that um, kind of undermined it, my authority um, as a father figure, where I think he slowly, maybe he slowly came to realize that if I don't like something, if I don't like the way I'm being talked to, if I don't like what's being said to me, I could tell mom and she'll fix it. Um, at least fix it in a manner that she'll stop it from happening. But I don't want to run at football practice, and I don't like to. I could tell mom, and mom is going to tell mom to have it out with dad. And I think he probably picked up on this. Now, I may be totally wrong. That may be a conversation you have to have with him um, about whatever the disconnect is, um, or at least where it started. I mean, I'm talking about the origins. We can get into later on down the line what's the disconnect now. But I think in its infancy, it started then. It started with the sports. Um, that don't make him do things. He doesn't have. You can't make him. He doesn't have to do it if he doesn't want it. You shouldn't yell at him. He's not a soldier. Uh, he's not you. All of those types of things. And I think that he sought refuge in that because we're talking about a child that's 7, 8, 9 years old. He understands at 8 or 9 years old. Hey, I can manipulate this. Hey, I can run to mom and get mom to fight this battle because I can't fight it with that. I'm gonna have to keep running. I'm gonna have to, keep doing push-ups. I'm gonna have to do whatever it is that I don't want to do. Um, I could tell mom and she can get me out of it. So it was hard trying to be a father and a coach when he was playing football, during that time in El Paso. So much to the fact that um, when I remember us leaving and going to Fort Benning, Georgia, after El Paso, Fort Bliss. And we're getting on Fort Benning, and we lived in post housing there, and we got him on a football team for the post and uh, miniature Pee Wee League football team they had for the circuit. And this time around, I didn't want any parts of it. This time around, I didn't want parts of it. I mean, and this is literally the following duty station. So there's no break. There's not like a 2 or 3 year break. This is literally we picked up, we moved here, we fall in line, we get right back to what we're doing. But this time I said, no, I can't do it. I didn't want any parts of it. Because I knew that I was going to come out there with the tenacity to push him. And I knew that he, although he wanted to play football, I think for some reason or another, maybe he just felt like that, if dad's coaching, I don't have to practice or be strong or be as fast as the other kids, and I'm still going to get to play in the game because dad's coaching. And that necessarily was not how it was going to go. But yeah, that first ripple, if you'll say, that first ripple we had, I think that's the beginning of the disconnect in our relationship. And things just progressively gotten worse as the years went by.